Hey y'all, look what I got in the house. A friend has loaned this to me to try it out and learn a little bit about it. This is a OneWheel Plus. As promised, I'm going to film what I do. If you saw me before, you know I've had about 10-15 minutes of experience on it. This one, I've turned it on just to see. Boy, he doesn't like being pushed. And as you can see, it doesn't roll forward or backward until you activate the two pads here with your feet, right? So once you activate both pads, then it's it's actually on, and it'll run back and forth depending on what you're doing. Whoa! So that's fun, and the tail light switches back and forth, as you can see here, depending on the direction and the braking. Charger on one side, he's got a 3D printed blocker in there, a power button on the other side. It's got some float plates on it, and a couple of fenders in order to stop it kicking dirt on the inside of your legs here. I'm geared up in full gear today because we're going to learn, and we don't trust this thing. Rider weight 217 naked today, down 3 pounds from where I was a couple of days ago, a week ago I guess, when I filmed the last one. Yeah, and that's in spite of like 3 parties this weekend, birthday parties and such. It's fully charged now. I'm going to walk it down the hill because I'd expect that the regenerative braking would cause some issues if I rode it down. Plus, I don't know how to ride it on a hill yet. So I'll take it down, we'll film it, we'll see what happens. See you in just a moment. So first observation is it does have a little handle here for you to carry. You can also carry it by the side. It's heavy. It's about the weight of my MCM, maybe a little lighter. Not used to walking down here, not for a long time, so that's kind of annoying. But I'm sure it'll get better. We'll also do the hill test, of course, to see how this goes. It's not the latest version, it's the OneWheel Plus. The latest version is the XR, which has double the battery, but I think the same motor. So we'll see what's going on. We've arrived at the test area. I'll set the camera on up, and we'll see what happens here. I haven't ridden an ECU in 2 or 3 days, 2 days, something like that. Kind of getting prepping for this, I guess. Hopefully that's in view. We're going to mount it, going to activate it, and away we go. Notice the wobble back and forth here. All right, stability coming. So I switched feet, and I think this is a little better for me to find out. So I would take the camera with me, but I don't trust myself to balance with the camera yet. Obviously, making the transition between moving forward with my body to go forward, or I have to move forward with my body this way. And of course, that would be a turn on an ECU, right? Of course, stopping this way on the one wheel is oriented, and backward for turning that way. Tire is quite soft. It's picking up a lot of the grit from the road. So these fenders, I think, are kind of actually necessary. I can hear it kicking up and around. And you can see it's kind of a slick tire he's got on here, which is probably good for the ride, but and the grip, but maybe not good for the mileage, and certainly not good when it's wet, I would imagine. We might try the grass over there. Let's see what happens. So I have no idea if that was visible or not on that camera. I probably should have brought it with me. You can see the blue light is still on. What happened there is I tried to make it go up the hill, and I kept asking for more power, and eventually it just shut off. And so as you can see, it was from me nosediving. There was no beeping or anything like that. It's the first major difference between these things. So I'm going to recycle the power here and see if that will reset it, since I don't have an app for it. Yes, it did. So I was trying to do a graceful dismount. Couldn't do a graceful dismount. I'm going to point out that once again UPS is photobombing and watching. Love these guys. Lifting that heel and that toe is definitely very, very different than one would expect. And jumping off is going to cause this thing to hopefully just fall over, but not always apparently. Really do miss the beeps. All right, we're going to try taking a little ride. Probably see my face going on this. Yeah. So, being very self-conscious with the stick there. Not quite sure how to get you a good view. You can see the stuff on the tires I'm talking about being picked up, right? So I don't know if it's just me being new, but it feels like I can overpower this thing pretty easily. But it's probably, hopefully, just me being new. We're going to try going up the hill a little bit here and see what happens. Probably going to have to bail. Hopefully not. We're going up the hill very slowly, as you can see. That's me asking it to be slow, not it being slow. So, this is the mildest grade I've got around me. I don't think I've ever done a video comparing the vehicles on this hill because it is the mild one compared to the other ones. Come on, baby. More power. Not having beeps is making me very, very nervous. Because I didn't feel any pushback when I insisted on the grass. It just shut off and went forward. And that was unsettling. I was expecting something, anything to be pushed back. But it looks like it's going to make it up the hill. I think we're going to get there. How exciting. I'm going to ask for a little more power here as we go up the hill because I'm starting to crawl. You can see how far I have my body forward right now, right? Shit in the road. Now comes the real challenge, I guess, going downhill. So when I started to think about, and I got nervous, is if I go downhill, this thing is likely to keep shooting into a car or something that happens to be on the road. So not my smartest thing to do here until I have full control. I really shouldn't be doing the hill at all. But, on the other hand, it speaks volumes about how easy this thing is to use, that I've actually taken it up the hill and been riding it, you know, with moments of experience, without practicing the dismount the way I should. Oh crap, here we go. Yeah, with the selfie stick. Yeah, with the selfie stick. With the selfie stick, it's a little harder to balance and know what I'm doing, but that's why we're wearing the padded gear. So hey, good news. First wipeout. Just as I expected, I went down on my ass, which I think is probably par for the course. It looks like it might have reset, we'll see. So that's a little different in terms of how you fall. Did catch a little bit on my thumb, but not nearly like what I was expecting to, right? So, you know what we're going to do? We are going to respect the hill and my learning curve and just walk it down. Just walk it down. Because probably I have adrenaline in my system now. Probably the muscles are shaking more. And clearly if I've already lost balance once going down before I got to the steep section of the downhill with the selfie, I'm doing what's beyond my learning curve and my ability. So, and hopefully that fall was captured pretty well in the fly on the camera. But so far so good, man. This is why you wear protective gear, right? And this is, you know, it's a warm day here in Austin. I'm wearing full gear. You see people walking by in shorts. It's not too terrible bad, not compared to what could it be. So, hey. All right. We're being bombed now, not by UPS trucks, but by Amazon package delivery. So, hey, shout out to Amazon and Jeff Bezos. Congratulations on your recent divorce at $36 billion. I guess. All right, so we're at a very mild part of the hill here. And we're gonna try this again. Here goes nothing. I'm not sure why it's not engaging. I'm gonna go ahead and cycle the power. Maybe this is not the way you start in a hill. Let me try starting sideways. Nope, it's definitely off. So let's try cycling that again. Hopefully that's enough to turn it off. Enough to turn on. Let's find out. Might be easier with an app. Back on. We are back down the hill on the flat practice area. So that feels good. We're doing some turns and things. I don't know if you saw that or not, but it started to go down on me like a nosedive again. No beeps or what have you. I think I'm asking too much from it when I do that, but maybe it's again just being new. I also wonder if I have my stance too wide. So we're going to dismount by jumping. Oh fuck. So both feet have got to go first, otherwise it thinks you're still on it and it's demanding power, and that's not good. Yeah, I guess what I'll do is I'll put the selfie stick down again and concentrate more on my ability. And see if that stops distracting me some. So I'd like to get to the point where it's an equal ride and I can give you an equal opinion on fun factor. dismount. I lifted my heel up on that. So when that Amazon truck came by, I started to panic because I'm like, if I jump off this thing, it's going to shoot into the road. Better practice the dismount. As you can see, it's possible. It's just unnatural. Man, look at the tire pick up all this crap. In case you're wondering if you need a fender, right? There's your answer. Because definitely you need a fender, or at least a half fender. I am trying it with a slightly closer together stance on my feet, so less leverage to hopefully overpower it less. So, I don't know if you noticed that or not, but that was the nose being driven into the ground, right? That should never happen, right? That should push back at me and go faster or something. I'm not quite sure what the software is and what the settings are, but I'm having trouble building trust for this compared to the ECUs. Maybe I'll get there. But I am having trouble trusting this. Well, the good news is, at least I'm keeping control of it as it spins out. The bad news is, it's spinning out. In case you're wondering if it feels, oh god, more stable at high speeds, the answer is slightly, but not the way you really want it to. Not like a big wheel spinning, more like this kind of 10-inch wheel stability. I think the width of the tire, at least the way this is pumped up, not really helping as much as I thought it would in the centrifugal force. So let's talk about what's going through my head, I guess, as we do this. And man, I'm glad that he protected us with the float plates and the side plates and all the rest of that. So, you know, job one on this thing is to make sure as you're cruising along, this doesn't come down. And if you do, I mean, hopefully you're going to slide and run it out. But if you catch on anything at all, let's see what's going to happen in terms of physics, right? That's not a good way to launch. And I'm afraid of that. That's what's in my head, because obviously, if my weight is here, the wheel doesn't have to work as hard as if my weight is out here, because this is a lever, right? And so I'm worried about this hub motor not being very strong, how far my foot is out here. I have more control, it feels like, when my stance is wider. But again, I worry about that power discussion. You know, and so having it back here, the next thing is if my momentum is this way and my feet are this way or this way, it's not clear to me that I can twist in the air and run this out the way I'm used to running out an ECU or hopping off. Right, with an ECU, if I get in trouble, flip this over, what I end up doing is hopping this way and letting the board fly forward, right? Or what have you. However, trying to hop off of this thing simultaneously, either backwards or forwards, if I'm moving and I'm hopping this way, I'm going to feel like a parachute roll or something, is also what's in my head. And like I said, I don't know if those are valid concerns or not. I'm just not experienced enough to know, but it's messing with me. So let's call this day one of learning. As I go back and think about it a little bit. It did take me about 2 weeks and 30 minutes a day to learn the EUC. Clearly I'm moving this one around a lot better than the ECU around. But the question is, how long does it take me to get to mastery, I guess, where I'm comfortable enough to not panic when I see cars in the streets and the like. Also, I'm going to have to keep dropping weight and see how this board performs on it. I'm going to say for heavier riders, don't even consider anything lighter than the OneWheel Plus. You want to be going XR or something else. Don't even think about like the pint and what have you. You really want a lot of battery and a lot of power. Again, this started on full and I didn't really go very far and do very much. And I'm troubled by the fact I was able to overpower it over there in the grass and almost over here in the thing at low speeds. Probably most people don't do that, but I am used to having an audio warning, and the tilt back doesn't feel like tilt back to me, not like an ECU's tilt back. But we're gonna keep working it. And going. I used to slalom water ski. I used to also use the boogie boards and the wave boards as well years ago. So this may come back to me and feel like a wave board. Never did the downhill snowboarding thing, really. I don't like cold. I'm landing on my ass. All right. Anyway, good riding. Hopefully you found this a little informative. You know, those are my thoughts so far, day one, for what it's worth. Probably I should say that I didn't feel like walking it back up to the hill, so I'm doing the stupid thing and riding it back up to the hill. And of course talking to the selfie stick, which is probably the dumbest thing you can do. You shouldn't be messing with a selfie stick at all until you're comfortable, right? And yet here I am doing that. So I don't envision any problems as we made it up the other hill. I just thought I'd put this in there because it's what's happening. And if I actually fall, I wanted to catch it on camera. Because why wouldn't you want to catch that on camera? Hey, the good news is, I guess this is an informal test. We are making it up my hill, at least as far as my garage. Oh, whew. Didn't think I was going to make that all the way. I don't think, oh crap. Don't want to dismount into my car. Let's concentrate. Let's lift that toe. Got it. It was very scary, I thought. Don't go shooting into my car. So that brings me to the thoughts on this safety pad here, right? I hate this. I hate this with a passion. Because it's kind of a stupid way to turn the motor on and off, if you think about it, right? You're automatically dislodging the balance of the rider. You're causing him to stand on either the ball of his foot or the heel of his foot. And at the same time he's doing that, he's balancing on two legs, you know, on a wheel, right? On this thing. So I've got both legs splayed here, and I'm lifting up the toe, which is why so many people have problems with it, while keeping an equal balance between the two boards on this lever. And that's why so many people have trouble with it. And yeah, you get used to it, I suppose, but really it's engineering wise kind of asking for trouble, I think. We'll see if I still think that in a week.